Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Valor SHL podcast. I'm Valor X77, and you probably noticed, why are we back in the mock again? That's right, we're closer to the draft, and I wanted to revisit my mock. It was some more recent stuff and scouting going on. I felt it was a good time to bring Waters back in so we can take a look and see what recent developments we had.
Yep, I'm the resident draft expert, and it's weird because we have more information, but we also have no information at all. So it's going to be interesting because
It's going to be spotty, so
yeah,
something tells me that this may or may not be accurate. So, as usual, take these mocks with a massive grain of salt, unless you know you had that scouting conversation with that team quite well. Without further ado, let's jump in. So, since our last thing, we have finalized the order of 16 of the teams. As you can see here, pick 17 through 20 are hypothetical because the conference finals are still going on as we speak. So
shouldn't change much though. That we have the pick order. We have the pick order for
this time with the proper tank order here. Because remember, it's decided on most points after elimination, which has been a recent thing for the last couple seasons.
And it was
Montreal, Minnesota who got the pick. Well, this is technically
it was Montreal.
This is technically Montreal's first originally, but they traded it.
I mean, first, I feel like is an open secret. I think it's you.
Yeah, when I heard the rumors. When I heard it was me, and the person told me, and he told me it was me. I was shocked. I was like, never in a million years would I think that I'm first overall with this class.
I think it makes sense. I mean, you're second in TPE by like 1 TPE, or no, third in TPE by like 2 TPE, right? Like, you've definitely like put your work in on the SHL. I think you deserve it. I don't see why it wouldn't happen.
I mean, I really kind of grind. I don't like humbling myself here, but yeah, I guess that I'm first overall, even though I just have mixed feelings about it, but yeah. Now we go to Chicago. This one is a bit of a mystery, but there's a few people I thought could very well be the pick.
Yeah.
With our first mock, we had Schwartz going first overall when Montreal technically had the pick. They've now slid down to third.
We had Bourne go to Chicago last time, and I think that's absolutely still possible. I think it's probably likely, you could say.
Yeah, you could there, because I think the top two candidates there are Bourne and also where the heck are they on the list? They've fallen off TPE-wise, and Snugglemuffin are probably the two favorites to go here. But I do have to think of a dark horse who could go here. What if I were to tell you that Juno could go here as well?
I think so. I think it's possible. I think Bourne is more likely, but I don't see why Juno can't go here, and I would pick him here if I were Chicago.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Chicago is leaning towards a recreate from recent developments. So I think they're going to go with S Fresh with the pick. Seems pretty obvious. But if it ends up being Schwartz, I'm not surprised. Montreal has been a bit of a mystery.
They haven't scouted, I don't think.
The next two teams, we've not heard from Montreal or Manhattan yet.
And I think Seattle also hasn't scouted. I think all three of the next teams haven't scouted. And Hamilton's kind of officially scouted, but not really.
Because, we're just about a week up in the draft. You would think they're ramping up scouting by now. But
they're taking their time. I respect it. But it's I could go Schwartz here again, the same way we did it first overall.
Seems about right that Schwartz definitely seems like the person that could go here. But I could very well see Juke going here as well.
Yeah, I could. One thing that we talked about last time is that they seem to have leaned recreate for a while now. and I don't see that changing with how high level some of the recreates are in this draft. So
I definitely see Camping Killer selecting a recreate here.
yeah,
So do we just go with Shores?
I'm happy to go with Shores.
Yeah. Shores, 2 straight mocks, 2 straight I keep saying Minnesota. It should be Montreal, damn it. Okay, Manhattan's one of the mystery ones here. There's been a lot of talk about what they're going to do, but I think they go potentially. This feels like Ice Window to me.
That's interesting because I wouldn't go Icewind Due, even though I think it probably should be Icewind Due according to what I would have ranked. It seems to me like I'm a newbie has like connection, has talked to Manhattan, or at least has like some kind of connection with the GMs of Manhattan. I don't know what's going on, but he's the only one who's mentioned Manhattan possibly drafting him. We haven't heard any scouting from them, so it's a real mystery here. But I do think that they probably like this guy, and I think that they could pick him over Juno. Based on their own board.
Right. It seems pretty obvious that this guy definitely seems like a match made in heaven for him from recent developments. And I guess we might as well just go with this pick.
Mm-hmm.
So we're about 4 picks down. We go Seattle here. See,
I think he might be lagging a bit.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
My tendency to be stupid.
I think if Seattle doesn't go Juno here, that's a massive mistake. So that's who I'd put here at 5.
Yeah, I could see him going Juno, but do they have any ties to some people? I could see him potentially take somebody like Blues or
Juke. We had Blues last time. We had Juke last time, but I don't know. This seems crazy, that he would end up 5.
Yeah, this team has been a mixed bag. So I think this is the team that's going to trip up everybody in the mock draft.
Do you think they'd rather go recreate?
My gut's telling me Ice Window as well, because no way he's sliding out of the top 5.
Yeah,
he's either the first or first gen to go. Yeah, this is.
And I still believe he should be the first one.
Yeah. Now we go to Hamilton. It's probably you.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if Hamilton would want to pick me, but I think this is pretty comfortable in my floor right now. I have had conversations with Chicago. All the other 3 teams haven't scouted in the top 6. But I don't think Chicago is going me. So I think this would be my floor and probably where I end up.
It seems like Chicago's dead set between 3 different people. We know 2 of them, but we don't know who the mystery 3rd guy is.
Yeah.
So pretty obvious. Hamilton gets Waters back. Winnipeg's a bit tricky. This is their own pick, and then later on they have the Calgary pick.
What's your thoughts?
I think they go best available. Something like a Hip Hurts.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that a lot. I did hear when we did our last mock, Sim made a comment that if Spurbin ended up here or ended up at a Winnipeg pick, he would probably get picked. I don't know if they go there at 9 or 7.
Yeah, pretty much seems like Spurbin has an obvious previous connection, and Ace would probably not pass that chance up.
But maybe Winnipeg would be scared of losing Hip Hurts at 8. I don't really see that happening, but
because which one of these that Edmonton does not take, they're taking the up. I think there's a good chance they end up with both.
I think they end up with both. I think Edmonton's has other ideas.
Yeah, Edmonton is trying to either get Val picks back or someone else.
Yeah, that's my thoughts as well.
So I think let's go with Spurbin with this pick, and then we discuss the Edmonton selection. Okay, so Edmonton at 8. So there's been a lot of talk about. A couple people have been talking to Edmonton, but they've been mostly talking to Recreates, from what I know.
Yeah, I mean, feels like they've talked to everybody, but yeah, I've talked to Edmonton for sure. I don't know though where they're leaning. I would default to putting ball picks back here. Yeah.
Yeah, but because they're foolish not to pick Vulpix here, because Vulpix probably goes number 10 to Toronto if they don't take her here. Seems way, way, way too obvious. It feels like when we get closer and closer, the mock draft seems to get a bit more predictable.
Yeah, we're running through these first picks, but I think after 9, I'm going to be confused. It's where like 9, I would hit
Like
Hurts.
feel like we are very comfortable with who's in the top 9. So Winnipeg here, we already said this. This is probably hip Hurts.
I don't see why they would let him fall past this.
Yeah, because it feels like Recreates are in high demand this draft season.
Last time we had them go goalie here, but I think as things are developing, they can wait on goalie. So
yeah, with how the recent stuff is, and I expect the goalies to potentially either be later picks or because I'm not sure if any of those teams with multiple picks, they could very well trade them. We're not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly if there's any teams interested in trading up right now.
I don't know either. But I think I think there might be teams that look to do it if they have a target up there. We'll have to see. I don't know.
Because I could very well see some teams trading down to get more chance to get because this draft class is there's like a top 30 or so, and then it slides slightly a little bit each one goes.
That would be my move. If I were GM of let's say Hamilton or Seattle. I mean, maybe not if Juno falls to them, but if I were, let's say, Seattle and I don't have Juno or Hamilton, I would trade down here. But
yeah, I'd trade down, maybe try to get a team that has later first, maybe Edmonton, maybe Minnesota.
Future first as well. Maybe like a pick later.
Yeah, I'd probably just get really, you could very well hope somebody like them just gets multiple first, and they get also this pick and another first. That's probably the move.
But I think there is still, we have talked about how deep this draft is, but I think there is still there is kind of developing like a tier, like an S tier a little bit.
Because there's a clear S tier, which I put in the top 9 here, which is myself, S-Fresh, Shores, Yeti, Icewind Dew, you.
Not in terms of talent or personality or anything. I don't think we're better than anybody who's not getting drafted top 9. It's more just I feel like that is pretty comfortably who I would expect to go in the top 9.
Yeah, this is definitely what we feel, and based on the recent evidence, is the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
There's probably a few friends there TP-wise, but has not quite stood out. But if they do, it proves us wrong. I'm glad to eat a pile of shit for it.
Yeah, I'd love to see a first gen who we're not really thinking about go top 9. That would be sick. I would be happy to see that.
Okay, so we'll get back on track. I think we're a little bit here because we don't.
Yeah.
So Toronto at 10 is definitely a mystery here.
Yeah, I'm completely lost on Toronto at 10. I have no fucking idea what they're gonna do.
I could see Toronto. Let me pull up the tracker of how many picks they have. Toronto. Let me see where they are. So here they are. They have their first, their second. They also have Atlanta's second. So that's. Let me see what that would be. Add 20 picks. That would be pick 35. They also have picks 30 and 35 later on. So they could use that as a way to possibly. I could very well see them possibly trading out because Toronto's one of the fuller rosters.
Yeah, they could. There's still a lot of talent to pick here. So I think if I were to project something, I would probably I don't know. Actually, I was thinking maybe I would go first gen, but I'm not actually sure. I don't think it's that easy of a decision. Last time I mocked Lumbermouth here, and then he went and talked about how the city of Toronto was the worst in mock draft channel. So I don't want to knock him here again, but I would love to see him get picked here. You there? Oh, all right. I'm carrying this part of the mock. The person that I had here was Hughes Incorporated, Lumosity fan. That's a completely random pick for me. I have no idea where Toronto goes. Okay, it's just me now. I feel like I should. Let me see. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up the stream myself, because I was not prepared to do this.
Oh, don't worry, I'm back. Sorry, my internet crashed, folks. Sorry about that. This is why you had to be prepared for this. But don't worry. This is not going to be edited out, by the way. That's me just not caring. So, anyway, we're back.
I was legitimately ready to pull it up myself and do the thing solo. I was preparing.
Yeah, don't worry. So we're back with pick number 10. This is where the thing gets very foggy.
Yeah. So what I was saying while you were crashing was I think I could see Lumosity fan go here, but that's a complete random pick for me. I'm not sure who has connections to Toronto outside of the people.
Toronto does not have very many connections, if anything. Because the only possible one would be Val picks, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Unless Toronto tries to use that second to jump Edmonton or something.
Yeah, I'm not super current on who is connected to who. So
the leaks have been very sporadic.
Mm-hmm. Who would you have?
Ooh, I think they go best available. Something tells me that they could go maybe a Jace, maybe a first gen here.
Yeah, but who? What kind of first gen? Because I'm not. This is the point where I'm not sure which first gen you pick this high.
Yeah, because really they have to just go best available, and it's somebody like a Jason probably, like a Marino.
I can put him here.
They have a good bank account too.
Yeah, I like it.
Definitely a max earner. Let's just go with that. Might as well. Toronto is probably the one that trips up everybody. Then we go to New England. So this team is a bit interesting as well. They won their division, but had a very early playoff exit.
Yeah, they have been exclusively scouting new gens, from what I can tell. It seems like every single new gen is saying that New England has talked to them, and I can't see.
New England pretty much seems, according to our sources, that they're locked in on a first gen. So really, so they could go like a Jacob Marsh type person, or a Tip Toasty. I'm not sure.
I think the person I had here was Brenadier, who's fifth in TP right now. I don't know. This feels like a New England name. This feels like somebody I could see being on New England. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely feels like there. I think we just go there because this is just a shot in the dark at this point.
That's the expertise you're looking for on this podcast. Guys just has a New England vibe.
So, guys that just barely have any information, and then they're just doing this for fun because we don't know shit, and we're just on the same team.
Last time with Philly, we went in Anchorage connection, and this time Blues has fallen to 12, so I think they would pick him in this scenario.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I could very well see somebody like Blues. Let's see. Yeah. Blues definitely could go here, but I could very well see somebody like Hamilton, if in the off chance that you're not available at that pick,
It's potential.
go there.
Potential.
Because I just don't see that happening. But I realistically think he goes higher than 12, but
I always have some contact with Hamilton. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but my vibe would be if I wasn't available at 6, they'd probably go first gen. But it depends who's available at that point. All right, Buffalo.
So we have Buffalo at 13. So this is another tricky one. I'm not sure if they've been scouting people yet.
I saw Valpix say that they got scouted by Buffalo, and that's it. That's the only thing
I've seen Buffalo recently starting up, but here's the thing. Valpix is likely not available at Buffalo's pick.
Very likely they're not, unless they trade up, which is possible.
But let's see, does Buffalo here, they only have a second, and then essentially they have to pick from scraps.
Yeah. Last time.
Also reminded that they do not have a first in the next 2 drafts after this.
I wonder how that changes their draft strategy. I would probably go first gen more often in that situation.
Yeah, because something like a Tip Toasty or Nordic.
I mean, I think Sync would be my favorite. Recreate still left, but first gen still left, but I'm not. I don't know. Last time I went Phantom Ben's here, and Phantom Ben's told me he'd never go here ever. Like not Buffalo, but like in the first round, which I don't believe. I think Phantom Ben's could absolutely.
Which I don't believe. Phantom Ben's could very well be a late first type
but I don't want them to. I don't want them to say again that I
eject the rookies with false hope, and then you realize this mock is all a sham. Wait, what?
Yeah, no, I don't want Phantom Benz to pick me and go stop putting me there.
Yeah, I mean, like if we get a bunch of angry DMs after the draft from other GMs because of this, I'm not going to be surprised because like it's just a mock, guys. So let's see what do we got here.
Here's a question. I'm not sure if it would be here, but I have because it doesn't seem like Blix is retiring, right? That was the talk.
Yeah, because let's bring up this topic. There's been some controversy with Blix that apparently they've been accused of using AI on a deep dive.
Yeah. Which, make your own judgments on that. But
We're not going to discuss it that much, but he said he kind of wanted to retire, but it took the entire rookie Discord to talk him out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think he's still here. And if he's still here, I would imagine he has to go in the first round still.
Yeah. This could very well be him or Nola.
That's what I was kind of getting at. That's what I was kind of getting at was that it might be him. Like, because I think at this point, like he's 13th. He's not retired. That's not happening as far as we know. Because recently, I think after that whole thing happened, he's talked about who had been scouting him. So clearly there's still he still cares a little bit.
Clearly we successfully reignited his flames.
Yeah, it looks like it. Hopefully.
So
I would really like to see him retire.
I really hope this guy does not retire. I'm putting him at 13.
Yeah. But that's I would draft him here. This would be his floor in my opinion.
So pick 14 New Orleans. So I'm pretty convinced before the whole me at number 1 thing started, they were hoping that I would fall this late. Unfortunately for them, that is not happening.
No. So do you know who else Nola would have connections with
No, I've seen that they've possibly talked to somebody like McGritty or something.
Yeah.
Then McGrady's so low in TPE.
I don't think
Here's the
McGrady.
thing with New Orleans. After this, they have 2 third-round picks, but they're super late. It's Texas and Baltimore's pick. And they
I
don't have their second. That second's owned by Minnesota.
Yeah. So I don't think McGrady can go here in the first round. No disrespect
I think
to him.
Nola goes best available.
A lot of people, yeah. There's a lot of people with just simply way more TP.
Do they just take somebody like either? They don't need goalie. I think they go best available.
Which could be anybody.
Which could be Bosny. It could be Aileris. Could be Nordic.
Maybe Nordic. You know what?
Yeah, I think they could very well go Nordic here.
Let's do Nordic. Let's be fun. Let's go
because something tells me that I've heard a recent rumor that Baltimore may be looking to move up, which they only have.
They don't have a first right now.
They have a second, but I have a theory of who their pick is. It's they're bringing their old goalie back. I think it's Darby with their pick when they have.
Ooh, could be very interesting.
Too obvious connection there, because their previous player was their current backup goalie, Sir DeVore. Oh, and here goes my dog.
Here goes the
Must
dog.
be a day that ends in Y.
No.
This is
classic dog day.
This is why I always do my podcast with my door closed.
What a silly goose.
Anyway, I can't help it. So let's go back here. So this is Nola. So I think we're just going to go with Nordic here. This could be Aileris for all we know, too.
Yeah, I actually did put Aileris first time.
I was flipping between these two this afternoon as well.
I don't know. I kind of would just rather go first gen. I just enjoy that more. I think it's more fun.
Let's just go Nordic here. And Atlanta, there seems like an obvious pick, and it's Z-Wiz.
Was that okay? I didn't know there was
Z-Wiz has had a previous connection here.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, seems way too obvious for Atlanta not to pass on him.
Yeah.
So we're flying through these picks now. So Edmonton's second pick.
I don't think it'll be an issue time wise. I think there's a lot we can talk about after. But
yeah,
I think Edmonton now has a ton of options because I mean guys like Lumbermouth would have fallen here. Or like
because like the Mossy was still on the board.
Yeah, Coot Daddy
guys
first.
Like
every goalie that they might want to get is still on the board.
Every goalie's still here. You could get somebody sneaky like an Aura, for example.
That's something that's been interesting. Aura is back. We were worried about that last time. We didn't put Aura in the first round, but Aura is back.
Recently, Aura has shot up her activity and is once again going to help with the draft streams again. I can confirm that.
Yeah. So I think that period
of you'll kind of know ahead of time where she's going, because if you're in draft streams, the kind of thing you know is that you kind of know where you go ahead of time because you see the picks beforehand. Because remember, the draft does not start when the stream does. It starts 30 minutes beforehand.
Of course. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Aura is going to be hurt by the inactivity period, and I don't see them going.
I definitely see Aura possibly as an early second, maybe a dark horse first round pick, but we'll see.
They can go late first. I think they can go late first, but I think they do need to put in the work because obviously that inactivity period was tough on them. It's definitely not the end of their career.
The rankings they are. They are 256.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. 40 TP is survivable, but it's just more like, okay, well, if it's going to be in and out, like how do we adjust for that in terms of their value, right? Like if we don't know if they're going to stick around like all the time, they're going to miss PT sometimes, like we don't know. So we'll have to see how that progresses. But I hope Aura goes first round. I think Aura has been trying really hard.
Aura recently been going full throttle with the work. The media stuff that she's been putting out is very good.
Yeah, and I hope they do go first round. But I don't know if they will.
So this is I could see somebody like Yosh is still on the board that I could see go.
Is he an
Yosh
Edmonton
is
guy?
still on the board. Fantabins is still on the board.
I would love to see Fantabins in the Edmonton locker room. That'd be hilarious. Because I'm in there. I think the 5 would be really, really funny if Fantabins is there.
Yeah, do we just say fucking and put it there?
Sure, I'll put him there. Why not?
Why not?
Why
Fantabins
not?
is probably going to send us an angry DM once I upload this on YouTube.
I think you should go first round, Fanto. I think you deserve to go first round, Fanto. I'll stand by this. I don't know why you hate yourself.
Fanto, you're going in the first round if you like it or not.
Yes, we've decided. As the mockers.
We decided. We're unofficial GMs. We're just shadow GMs here.
Yeah.
There's been a running joke that everywhere I've gone, I've basically been a shadow GM. I actually did one of Texas's drafts actually recently too.
Ooh. Texas.
Unfortunately, I had to pick scraps, but still.
Hey, can't win them all. One time I took over a draft and I made a horrific misplay, and then my GM hated me for like 2 full seasons. It was I wasn't paying attention at the time. Anyways, on to Winnipeg. Here they think they can go goalie. I think so. What do you think, Valor? Okay, so I'm coming through. Okay, I had Symmetric here. I actually had Evok potentially going at 16, then Symmetric, but I think if a goalie goes here, it's Symmetric. I think Symmetric it would be like a first overall lock if they were not a goalie. It's kind of just the brutality of being a goalie, unfortunately, but I think they deserve to be the first goalie off the board. Thankfully, I'm more ready to stream this than I was last time. I won't be able to type anything, but I'm just going to kind of tell you what I think is going to happen, with the rest of the picks. I think when you would be able to put Symmetric here at 17, and then 18, in my opinion, for Minnesota would have to be a new gen.
So I crashed again.
Yeah, that's okay. I was yapping enough for the stream.
Okay.
I said I would go Symmetric here.
Oh, Simmer. Yeah, Simmer has been someone who's had a good connection to Winnipeg for a good bit.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Simmertick is actually working on a mock as well. The question is, how close is that mock going to be to ours? I think it's going to be close because I'm going to say, if you don't put me at 1, what are you doing?
True. What are you doing, guys? Get serious. Anyways.
You're literally hearing from the horse's mouth that the GM literally told me I'm going 1.
Ask him. Ask Eddie. Ask Eddie. See what he'll tell you.
Ask Eddie. He'll say it's me. He will say it's me.
All right. 18.
Okay.
Speaking of Minnesota.
Speaking of Eddie, we got 2 Minnesota picks up here. I've said before, if they could trade these picks, maybe move up, but I'm not sure.
I think they would look to move up, if anything. But if I would, if I were Minnesota,
yeah,
I would be pretty happy to hold these picks because I still think there's a lot available here. First off,
at this point, trading these will make probably you look 6 seasons down the line and you're like, why did I do this again?
Yeah. I mean, you have to have somebody like really specific that you'd want to get in for a trade because I think you're happy to keep these picks if you're Minnesota. And I think one person, I don't think he's off the board. Can I just see the board real quick, what we have right now?
Oh, so yeah, I have the board up right now, so we're looking at it. So let's go back to the board. So I meant like
who's been picked. Yeah, so Lumbermouth has not been picked, and if I'm Minnesota, or if I'm affiliated with Minnesota in any way, shape, or form, I'm screaming at them to take it.
Yeah,
here.
Lumbermouth definitely seems like I could go Lumbermouth here.
I love this guy. He's one of my favorite guys who's in the rookie chat. I really enjoy seeing him talk. He's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should be a first rounder.
Yeah, Lumbermouth definitely seems like Minnesota is usually balanced with so Tampa here. Ooh, Tampa's a bit tricky.
This was my aura spot.
Like, if Tampa, like, I could very well see Aura going here or Minnesota snags her at 20. Because I'm going to say this now. If Aura keeps up the current pace, she will be the steal of the draft.
For sure.
Mark my words. This is a Valor guaranteed. Aura is the steal of the draft. San Diego was right, taking her at 2.
I think,
and Corey will go down the line and say, "This is the best pick that I've done in title history." Mark my words.
Wow, I didn't realize you were so high on Aura, but
yes, I am. That person helped me out after I had the mental breakdown on the draft stream.
That's really nice. I'm really happy to hear that. And I hope they go first because I think they deserve it.
Okay, so we now go to the final pick of this ring, Minnesota again. So, I don't have a feeling that they could possibly. There's some good recreates still available. You got Samsung, who's been a long-time veteran. Zach Evans, who's finally come back.
Oh my God! Yeah,
he's back and he's earning quite well.
I completely forgot he was in this draft, which I feel bad for because he's my friend.
Yeah,
but
something tells me he goes there.
Yeah, he must.
He's still got great goalies like Grape. I don't think Minnesota needs a goalie, so.
No, Minnesota doesn't need a goalie. I'm pretty sure.
So you can't go somebody like Grapehead. I could see Zeppins or Samsung, but something tells me that this is somebody like. My hot take: this is micro. This is 100% micro. They're going to snipe Baltimore. I've been with this guy on several teams. He can come and go because it depends on his mental state. But when he's on, he helps make the atmosphere great. He's a great guy in the locker room. And I don't know why GMs value him so low. It's basically the same thing with me. It's like, do you risk dealing with possibly my rattlesnake mentality? Because if you underachieve a lot during like my whole career, I will start noticing that, and that would not make me happy at all.
Who's the player?
As much as I want to stay on one team my whole career, this is the thing that would potentially irk me a bit.
But yeah,
GMs know this, that I am a massive risk, but as long as you keep me happy, like is what Cape Town did in ISFL, I literally won the championship first season up. Something that I've never done in like 4 other players in that league.
So you're saying Baltimore's trading up?
I could see Baltimore move up and take. I'm going to say my hot take is Baltimore moves up, sacrifices a future first, and they take micro here.
Micro. I thought there was a guy called Mike Rowe, and I was really confused because I couldn't see him on the board.
This is Darby.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I think that'd be a great play.
Yeah, and I'll just do this, and I'm just gonna do the little magic thing here, and we're just gonna change the text to this. And the background to a maroon. There we go.
So we have 20 minutes left here, and something I was thinking about maybe we could do is I'd like to rank like all the first gens, or at least as many of the first gens as we like want to, because I think there's a lot, like it's really hard to actually discern like who's better than who. you know, and I kind of want to give my opinion on some of these guys, so I'd like to do that in the last 20 minutes.
Sure. So let's go back to our draft to the list.
Yeah.
So we have the few ones that come to mind. So let's start off with the big ones out of the way. So we got Nordic, Icewind Dale. Also, I keep forgetting everybody. No, it's the original one. And also Newbie and Juno. So I say Juno and Newbie are probably the two biggest ones that come to mind.
Yeah.
So those two are definitely in the top tier. Slightly down, I put Nordic.
Okay.
There's a few mystery ones like Stakes over here, Streaks like Marsh over here. This guy's been an unknown, but he's been earning quite well.
He has. I don't think I've ever seen him talk.
Yeah. This guy's a super under the radar person.
Yeah. Who is this?
Unless somebody from if we could get info from Simmer about what they're like in the Newfoundland locker room. So
yeah, I'd love to know because
they're working on a lock and they probably have different inside information than what I mean. I literally gave him the draft, not this draft board, but I gave him a list of the picks, who owns which pick, and also the draft order. I literally gave him that. I gave him that, but nothing else. No info. It's like you're on your own. You're not getting any of our little hints.
Yeah. There's Brenadier as well. He's a first.
Brenadier is definitely someone who I have on there. Those are probably the top four.
And then there was who else? Okay, there's
Dip Toasty. There's another miss,
I believe. He's green in the Discord.
Abba John, Lumbermouth. Lumbermouth is probably high because of your info. Since we're probably just going to publish this list in the chat, and then we'll just cause a discussion in our mock room to discuss.
Yeah. There's Food Daddy. There's Rengoku.
Yeah, Rengoku. I've seen this guy a lot in the chat.
I've seen him as well.
This person, I think, could sneakily go in, let's say, the micro spot that I put Wildfire at.
And then there's one person I think has not been getting enough talk as a first gen is Gaby D. He did not go in the SMJHL draft. He was a DFA.
Yeah, they were an unassigned player. This has definitely been Vancouver has done very well with their waiver pickups.
Yeah, because
I gotta say, Shawnee is a good GM with that stuff.
Yeah, he's at 270, which is pretty good given how late he joined. And so I think he's somebody I would put here. But all right, I'm gonna give you the list that I would rank right now. And you
okay. Are you gonna send that to my DMs or
I'm putting in the chat? I think
you're putting it into our private chat. Let's see what we have here.
Oh, okay.
Or if you want to send it to me in DMs, and I'll just
I sent it in the StreamYard chat.
Yeah, it's in the record. Okay, that does that. So it's in the private chat. Yeah, that definitely seems about right. But what would we rank? We're like, oh yeah, there's another person who we would potentially hook. Like where we put Aura on this list, for example.
Okay, I'll add Aura as well. I think that would be my list. Now I want to rank these people. I think we can agree on number one. Obviously,
yeah, no doubt. In my opinion, Icewind Dale is indeed the best available first gen.
Yeah, and I've
seen them talk a lot in the rookie Discord as well.
Yeah, I have. He's been active, and he's active in a way that seems very sustainable. I don't think it's I think he knows what he's doing, and he's earning extremely well. He's up there for the best earners right now. Another person who's up there for the best earners is Brenadier, but I wouldn't put him. I don't know. I haven't seen him talk as much.
I haven't seen him talk, so you can't put him over somebody like Yeti, for example, who's been everywhere in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Let me, because This is our stat. This is our advanced stats. Yeti has posted 446 messages in the rookie chat,
which is absolutely insane.
And
compared to somebody like me, how much did I do?
Yeah. And we're saying Juno's active in the rookie chat, and he's posted 32 times. So that just kind of shows you what Yeti Taz is all about.
Yeti is hyperactive. This guy is.
Yeah, so I would put him second. I still think
at this point, I'd say there's a good chance Yeti actually goes higher than Ice Windu here.
Yeah, we have that. That's what we have in this draft, and I don't think it's that crazy. But hold on, was that you?
All right, so we did this for first gens. How about we do this for recreates?
Oh, okay. Well, I was saying we should finish ranking them because I didn't rank them yet. I was just saying number 1, Ice Windu. Number 2,
and then what about everybody else from our list?
Because that's the tier list. Let's put them in tiers. You know what? Let's put them in tiers.
Yeah, let's put it. So S tier, we have Yeti, Ice Windu.
That would be my S tier. That'd be my S tier.
Yeah, I think those two are the top two. They're distinguished.
I think my
A tier, I'm going to put Nordic.
Sure.
I put Rengoku there too.
I would.
Yeah. Then
I put Sync.
I've not seen the rest in the chat though.
I put Sync. I would put Sync in A tier.
Yeah. Sync goes there as well.
I think so. That's my thoughts. And then you have.
Do we drop another tier?
I think so.
B tier. Do we just put everybody else there?
In terms of like SHL upside, I think I would go Ara Grenadier.
Yeah, here. Ara I think is a high B in my opinion. Borderline A B.
And I think I would have, unless I'm missing somebody really that I really shouldn't be missing, which would be embarrassing, I think I'd have everybody else in like C tier or not even, I don't know.
Because
B minus tier.
I just want to put C tier, and anyone who's I8 has not earned automatically into the F tier, or what we call I don't want to know what's the tier we want to call that without trying to be as non-offensive as possible to any team.
The inactive tier.
Inactive tier.
So the people I had in B minus tier, just so they know, it's Tip Toasty, Papa John. I would put March there just because of earning. I mean, who knows what he is? I haven't heard from him ever. Also, actually, I'm gonna put Gaby D in. I'll put him in B tier. I'll put him in B tier. I kind of want to put him in A tier. I'll put him in B tier.
Yeah. Let's put him in low B.
I think Gaby D is a high B. I like him.
High B.
And then Coot Daddy's really interesting because he earns, and he was the number 1 overall pick, but I haven't seen him talk that much.
He was the number 1 overall pick, but it's very unlikely. It's pretty much confirmed he ain't going that way. That's me, unfortunately.
That's him.
Sorry, I took your spot.
But yeah, we could also go over. I mean, we have to think about which recreates to include because there's probably like 60, 70 recreates.
There's at least 20 we have to add to the board. So S tier. So obviously, I'm gonna throw I have to selfishly throw myself there.
I think what would be interesting. I think it would be interesting to rank the ones that we don't have in the first round.
The ones we don't have in the first round, like your Grey Pez, your Evox, your Lumosities.
Yeah. Lumosity is a very interesting guy. I'd love to see where Lumosity goes because Lumosity seems pretty underrated to me. He's earning.
They've talked a decent amount in the rookie Discord.
They have. They're earning very, very well. They've talked a decent amount. I think they might have an inactivity history, which might be why they're hindered.
Because they were taken in the third round. They do have a slight previous connection in Minnesota, but they got burned out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think he should be a first round talent. I think he's got I mean, Evok and Grapehead obviously are goalies. So we know that's why.
What about somebody like Aileris, for example?
Aileris is really interesting because I think Aileris was there. They were a GM player in the
They were Kelowna's GM? No, Nevada's GM. Like, before the whole thing, I thought Nevada was going to take me based on the whole scouting conversation they had.
Yeah.
Like, based on your – let's talk about that for a little bit. Based on our old J conversations, the only way Great Falls ever contacted me was via my reverse scouting. I contacted them. I contacted Rankle on the forums with my little questionnaire sheet that was made by, I think it was Shores who made it.
Yeah, I think it might have been. I have no idea.
I got a lot of responses off of that.
But my thing with Great Falls is really interesting because I think what I maybe it was like Sunday morning. I think the draft was like Sunday afternoon, or maybe it was Saturday, but whatever day it was, draft day morning. Right, I'm talking in general chat about like, oh, I'm going to post a big article, and then I immediately get like 4 different scouting messages from people who are
like, hey, I'm about to drop media, and then all of a sudden, your Discord DMs explode.
Yeah. So that's when Great Falls scouted me, and I had a great conversation with them, but I had no idea.
Yeah, I had a light conversation with them, and then all of a sudden and then I see that in the draft board, I'll take a look and I get drafted by them. I'm like, dang, was not expecting them.
Yeah. I mean it's been a solid experience. I think there's definitely
great environment there. It's not very active to be fair,
but I think it can improve. And I think we can work on it. I think we're going to be a huge part of improving that, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, probably like the 2 new foundational pieces of that franchise.
Obviously, a person who won't come up in mock draft talks, but I think is worth kind of mentioning is Candace, because Candace is a GM player, but they would be a first rounder, of course.
Had they not be Manhattan's GM,
yeah, they would be, without a doubt.
And then we have other guys we rank who are not in the first round, like.
Yeah, the fact to me that there are people who are less than 20 TPE off the TPE lead, like potentially, probably max earners, several max earners who are going to go outside the first round, is pretty brutal. I have to say.
Like, some people are talking like, oh, is this going to trigger an expansion draft? I'm like, no, not yet.
I don't think so, but it's going to be.
Not at that level yet, but if we get consistent classes like this, I could very well see this happening down the line, but I'd say it's unlikely.
Yeah.
Because right now, S80 is looking like a pretty small class, but knowing what's going to happen after recruitment's going to explode pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think, yeah, it's expansion is going to be based on new members, not old ones. Because
it's going to basically see like how many first gens do we populate. Let's say we get like an R/hockey class, for example, and a ton of people come in.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's really based on recruitment, because obviously all these players are here, but that means they retired their players. So it's like, it doesn't. We don't need to expand because all their players are retired. So they're just replacing their old players. But if we get recruitment, I think expansion could be interesting. It's getting crazy, because obviously, when I joined the league, I think it was like maybe 12 teams in the SHL, 6 teams or 8 teams in the SMJHL. And now we're talking about like 16 in the SMJHL, 20 in the SHL. And that's an insane number of teams. It's pretty ridiculous. 20, thinking about 20 teams, right? We're getting towards like actual, like our membership is getting towards like what? Like it's pretty nuts.
Right. When we talk about more recreates, we have guys like Schleg and Zeftvins.
Yeah, Zach is going to be interesting in the second round if he goes in the second round. I think that'd be an interesting pick.
There's guys like Castor who are still here. Guys like Gritty.
Yeah.
See if there's any other Bloom. He's in this draft as well. That's a name I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's see how much we're through. We got about 5 minutes left. All right, let's come up with bold predictions.
Okay, sure.
Here, first question here is which team, in your opinion, is more likely to trade up, and which team is the most likely to trade up in the draft?
I think I could see a team like Philly trading up to make sure they get somebody they want. But I really think it's going to depend on the GM philosophy, because everybody here doesn't, like, nobody here has to trade up. And I think trading up is probably de-incentivized in this draft.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm Tampa Bay, right? If I have 19 and I can package, let's say, a first from next draft to get up to and get up in the top 10, I'd be happy with that. We'll see if that would work, but I don't know who would be the most likely. I'm gonna put out Tampa Bay just for fun, but I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I feel like that I could very well see somebody like Edmonton I think it's somebody who has multiple first. Like, I could see somebody like Montreal trade down. Because I think what they could do here is, like, if Edmonton wants somebody like, if they want to get Val picks, but they're scared somebody like Winnipeg could potentially, or Hamilton could potentially steal her, they could just move up from 8. They got like 5 first in next year's draft, so they could just use one of those, package it with that pick, and move up to 3.
Minnesota can always trade up with 18 and 20, but I don't know who they'd go for.
I'm not sure if Minnesota's going to do that. All the signs point to them holding in place. But I could be wrong, though. But my gut is telling me they stay put.
Yeah.
Next prediction.
You want me to give you
Let's do a what-if scenario that, let's say, Moonmates, I turn out to not be the first overall pick. Who do you think goes in that spot? If not me, then who?
I mean, I guess I could go there if it wouldn't be you. Obviously, I know that's not going to happen.
I don't think that's happening. I think the person I would point as the possible person would be, I would say Shores. I would say Shores, because they would potentially cockblock Chicago from taking her.
Do you think Schwartz would be happy with that?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure her friend Isa, which is with the Moose here in the SHL, was traded to Minnesota. I'm not sure they were happy with that, but
yeah,
I mean, that would set up an interesting dynamic if somehow a team that does not scout somebody takes someone, and then they're like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this, and they want out. That would be a worst case scenario, because that's one of my hunches. What happened? When I was originally drafted by Manhattan, why it didn't work? Because the team didn't scout me. I had one mental breakdown, and then they cut me.
Unfortunate.
This was when COA. It was COA, and then it was JY. It was JY at the time who cut me.
But yeah,
and here I am still regretting signing in Calgary when I should have waited for somebody like New Orleans or San Francisco.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. I had to go in, suffer through Izzy's bullshit for 2 seasons, and then behead him publicly.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. It's not a podcast without somebody's phone or somebody's dog going off.
Yeah, I think I mean, Minnesota's been very active in scouting, so I don't see like
Yeah.
I think they could go first gen. There's always a nice window here. There's always a Yeti here. I think, yeah. I mean, I think if for some reason it wasn't you, which would make no sense to me.
All right. Final question before we
Final
wrap this up.
Yeah.
Besides Aura, who do you think is the biggest sleeper pick of this draft class?
I'm going for GBD every time here. I think they might end up going, late second when they are a first round talent, in my opinion. We'll see how scouting conversations go, and they might be a late riser, but I will, yeah. I would want to, if I would want them in the late first if they were there, and I think GMs should be taking a closer look at GBD.
Right. So my one, I'm gonna say, I said micro, but besides Aura, I think that this pick that I think could very well be, I'm gonna say somebody like Ailerus, for example, could be someone I think could be a steal. Or Blix. My bold prediction is Blix turns out to be a max earner.
That's not a bold prediction. What we're worried more about is whether Blix is.
Blix, if you're hearing this, if you somehow are watching this, please do not retire.
Yeah.
That would literally hurt your reputation to the point you might be getting blackballed from the league, so you better be careful.
I can't speak to that, but I wouldn't retire if I were you personally.
Yeah. Well, I think that is it, and I'm not sure if we're going to be back when the draft is live. I was thinking about possibly, if the stream team does not need me, I was planning on doing a live draft reaction.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'm recording this. This is a recording, obviously, and not a live one. But I feel like this would be a good idea to get some rookies on here, get them a few bucks.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
So yeah, if any of you rookies are listening to this and you're available not this weekend but next weekend when the draft goes live, DM myself or Waters right away so we can get this going.
All right.
So I'd like to say thank you.
That's the podcast, I think.
That is going to be it. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week for the draft reaction video. Have a great rest of your day.
Great rest of your day, guys. Bye.